Welcome, Rhonda here with Foods 101. Today I'm showing you how to make these monster cookies. They're absolutely fantastic and definitely a party and crowd pleaser. The ingredients you're going to need is 2 cups of quick 1-minute oats, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1/2 cup of butter or 1 stick, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I have milk chocolate. You can use dark chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate, whatever you got on hand. 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. This is optional. 2 eggs at room temperature, and 1 cup of M&Ms. And we're going to divide this. Half of the M&Ms go on the dough. I'm going to use the other half to add to the top of each cookie. Plus, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of this English toffee bites. This gives it a little crunch. Not necessary, but I'm just adding it. Why? Because I want to. Let me show you how simple and easy this is to get together. In a large bowl, I'm adding all the flour, the salt, and baking powder with a whisk. Incorporate these ingredients. Next, we're going to add that oatmeal. You want to make sure your dry ingredients are well incorporated. Set this off to the side. I'm using my stand mixer to mix my sugar, some butter together. I like adding the sugar first. That way your butter's not going to stick to the bottom of your bowl, and you want your butter nice and soft before adding it. Mix this. I've got this on 3 speed, and we're going to make sure this butter and these sugars are nice and fluffy. After a minute, we're going to add 1 egg at a time. Incorporate the eggs with the butter and sugar mixture for about a minute. And you want to make sure that you keep the sides of your bowl scraped down. Very important. Add that last egg. I'm going to turn up my speed just a little bit. It's time to add the peanut butter. And we're going to add the whole entire cup. I love using a spatula because it gets it all out, and you're not going to have any of this peanut butter left in your measuring cup. Mix this for about a minute. All right, now be sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl because we're going to start adding the vanilla, and then we're going to add the dry ingredients. Here goes the vanilla. You're going to mix this for about 30 seconds. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I'm going to start adding the dry ingredients, and I don't want my flour and oatmeal going flying everywhere. So just 1 spoon at a time till we get all this well mixed. I forgot to add my cinnamon earlier to my dry ingredients, so I'll just go ahead and put it in. It won't hurt anything. Add the last of my flour and oatmeal here on a piece of wax paper because it makes it a lot easier to get all your flour and oatmeal here into your butter sugar mixture when you use a piece of wax paper. Turn your speed down to low. Add your chocolate chips with half your M&Ms. Woo! And I'm going to add that English toffee. We're going to make sure that we scrape down the sides of the bowl and mix our cookie dough together. We're going to cover this with plastic wrap, and we're going to let it sit for the next 20 minutes so the oatmeal can absorb all these fabulous flavors. You can leave it at room temperature. 20 minutes are up. I'm going to start scooping my cookie dough out here on a cookie sheet. I like to use parchment paper on my cookie sheet. I love the way it makes the bottom of the cookies look. Plus, there's not much of a mess to clean up. I like using a ice cream scooper to get my dough out. This holds about 1/4 cup. You just go in like this. Make sure you pull it flat here on the surface so you have an ice cream scooper full of cookie dough, and place it right here on your parchment paper. And continue doing this. Be sure not to overcrowd your cookie sheet, about 2 inches apart. I've been adding 4 to 5 M&Ms here to the top of our cookies before we bake them. This will give it a lovely little festive color. You want to make sure you just push them down in there. At this point, you want your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. These are off to the oven on the middle rack for the next 16 to 20 minutes or until the cookies are golden along the edge. Use your timer and no peeking. First batch of cookies have baked, and boy, do they smell delicious. You see how they're golden along the edge right there, that's what you're looking for, because you know they're completely baked. Let these cool down for about 5 minutes before you transfer them over here to a cooling rack. After 5 minutes, I'm transferring my monster cookies, and look how fabulous those are, over here to a cooling rack and cool down completely for about 1 hour if you can wait. After about 10 minutes, oh yeah, you think I could wait? Oh no, we're gonna, look here. Look on the inside, that oatmeal, those chocolate chips. Look how beautiful and golden it is on the bottom. I love to use that parchment paper when I'm baking. We gotta give this a try. The peanut butter, a lovely crunch here on the edge. I can taste those little bits of toffee, the chocolate chips, but the M&Ms and the peanut butter put it over the top, you all. These monster cookies are absolutely scrumptious. A perfect crowd pleaser. Perfect for any party or get together. It's always a hit. You won't go wrong with these monster cookies. I'm Deronda with Foods 101. Give me thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell to be the first to get my new YouTube food videos. Thanks a million for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you lovely people later.